In this video, I'm going to show you how to make amazing mockups with Inner Supply's templates. These are premium After Effects templates for designers that help you stand out on social media. And in this video, I'm going to take you step by step on how to use these templates because they're actually pretty simple to customize. Step one is to get our screen recordings or our screenshots. And the way I like to get this screenshot is by going into Inspect here, because we want to make sure we're getting this in the right aspect ratio, because these screens on the template have an aspect ratio and we want to make sure that our images fit perfectly inside those. So one really good way we can do that is by inspecting the element, and then we can actually customize this canvas here. Now, when you opened your one, it probably looked a little bit more like this, and it might even be doing stuff like this. So your first step is to go Command-Shift-C, so it stops doing all this annoying thing. And we also want to bring down this bottom menu here. We want to make sure that our dimensions are 1440 by 900. That's the ideal aspect ratio for the template, 1440 by 900. Now it's just a matter of taking a screenshot if it's an image you want to use, or capturing a video if you're going to be using video. And you can see I've already dragged my handles around the screen, but you just want to make sure that you're getting it just to the edges right. Our video is going to completely match the aspect ratio of our template. I'm going to hit record here, and then you just want to scroll through the website to capture that beautiful animation or whatever it is that you want to show. Once you've got all your images or your screen recordings, you just want to add them into a folder so they're nice and organized. As you can see, I've got mine here organized nice and neatly. Now it's time to dive into After Effects. You want to open up your template, so I'm going to use carousel number 1 for this, and we're just going to open up the Adobe After Effects file. This is what it will look like when you open up your template. We have these 3 main compositions up here, and these are just the aspect ratios. You'll see here if I click on this bottom one, if I double click, we get a desktop aspect ratio, so that's wider and more suited to desktop devices. If we click this middle one, we can see here that it's a little bit like it's taller, it's a rectangle, but it's not as tall as the top one, which is almost like a mobile phone. You can see we've got 3 different aspect ratios we can export in, and this is just depending on what platform you want to use. For example, LinkedIn is slightly different to Instagram, I believe, and then you've also got desktop for like YouTube videos. At any time during the editing process, we can hit spacebar, and it's going to play the animation, and we can see it in the aspect ratio that's been selected. The next folder is comps down here, and you can see that there are 3 screens here with edit this. This is how the template works. Basically, you click on one of these screens here, like this, and we see the screen appear. All we're going to do is drag our media on top of this file. You can see here I've got my screenshots on the right hand side of the screen, and what I'm going to do is click on my first screen recording, hold and drag, and put it over the placeholder down here. What that's going to do now is it's imported that media onto screen 1. Now I'm just going to zoom out now because we can see that the edges of this image they go a lot further here. So we want to actually drag this, then hold shift to make sure this meets the edge. And what you'll notice is that this is exactly the right aspect ratio because we followed step 1 and we captured it in that 1440 by 900. If you remember the first step, this is why we actually do that. So now it fits perfectly with our template. I'm going to proceed to go to screen 2, drag over my screen recording 2 over where it says placeholder. We adjust the aspect ratio to fit the box nicely. Finally, we go to screen 3, where we can drag over our image. Zoom out, adjust. Now we have all our images and videos inside the template. What we can do is go back up here to one of our main. Let's just go to our desktop one here, double click that. And just like that, you've made a very professional mock-up for your design work. That only took a matter of a few minutes, and you've got a really good result. Now I'm going to show you a few more ways you can customize this template with the global adjustments. If you want to change the background color, for example, what we can do is click on the bottom here with global adjustments. And then we're going to go to these arrows here to the effect controls. Under effect controls, we actually have these 2 different variables we can change. One is background color, so I can actually click on this just to make it really obvious. I'm going to make it bright red. I can also change the rounded corners, so I can set a pixel value. Again, I'm gonna put 50 pixels to make it really obvious. Once we go back to our project here, our background color is extremely red, and then we can also see that our corners here are now in fact rounded. You can also add a background image if you want a background image behind your mockups. To do that, we simply just drag in an image. I've got an image of the Milky Way here, and we're just gonna drag this into our screens on the bottom here. And we just wanna shift this to go above the background layer. Now you can see here, it's obviously very big, so we actually just wanna resize this to fit more around the actual template. Our mockup is now playing in the middle here with a Milky Way background. It's nearly time to export our mockups and actually have them as MP4s, but we wanna do one thing first. I want you to click into screen 1, and you can see this placeholder JPEG. We just wanna click the I to hide this. Do this for every single screen, 1, 2, and 3, and that just means that yellow placeholder thing you're seeing at the start will not appear anymore, and it's just a best practice. So now your template will be looking pretty awesome. It's customized with your own content now. Let's export that as an MP4 so we can start sharing that on social media. What you want to do first is just select all 3 of these carousels, obviously just by clicking on one and then holding Shift to select all 3. Then we're going to go up the top to composition and go add to Adobe Media Encoder Queue. This is how we export videos from After Effects. We have to do it through Adobe Media Encoder. Once this loads, we're going to see all 3 of our compositions here, each one in their own aspect ratio, and each one has a file, an output file location. We just want to update this to be the place you want to save our files, because by default, it's going to put it in some weird place like here. Just for simplicity, I'm going to add it to the same folder that I put my screenshots in. And you want to do this for all 3 of your files. Now we've chosen the file location for all our files, we're ready to just press the play button here. And now that's going to be exporting all our compositions. So there you have it. In just a few minutes, we're able to create these amazing mockups for your design work. And I'm really sure this is going to help you stand out on social media, get that next client, or just, impress your mum or something. So thank you for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed these templates, check out Inner Supply. There's lots of different templates with all kinds of motion and layouts. So that's a really good resource if you're a designer. Thank you a lot for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.